If you've been wanting to start journaling this year, I'm going to share some of my favorite journals that, as a therapist, I've recommended. I've also tried myself. I'm going to specifically tell you who this is for and some of the details of the journal. Journaling is such an effective tool. It allows you to be able to put emotions into paper, which often our head has all of our emotions and thoughts jumbled. Let's get started with one of my favorites that I discovered this year, and it is called the Affirmation Pages, the Anti-Anxiety Journal. It is from Summer Mind Inc. Who is this specifically for? This is for individuals with anxiety or depression. While this is not a substitute for professional help, when you're dealing with anxiety and depression, you might find affirmation journaling a helpful component alongside therapy by providing a space to practice positivity. And specifically, this one relates to anxiety. It is also for anyone seeking personal growth or those battling with negative self-talk, which I think everyone struggles, and then people working towards a specific goal. So if you are wanting to manifest a specific goal to come to life, you want to let go and redirect your thoughts into more positive and encouraging thoughts, this is such a great journal. And then people who are wanting something for stress management, again, this is also a great journal. And then students or busy professionals who are looking for something quick and easy. Some of the details about the journal: it has guided affirmation prompts, and I love that you can use this alongside another journal because it is very simple. It takes not really long to get things done, and basically they have all the prompts ready for you, and you just rewrite the prompts. There's a process, and in the beginning of the pages they explain the process for you. It is undated, so it's great. It lasts for 3 months of daily journaling. I sometimes use it interchangeably. There's a season where I may need more affirmations, or there are weeks where I feel more down, and I just grab this journal and it makes me feel so much more positive. It also includes 13 weekly reflections and just inspiring quotes, and it is really nice. It has a heat sealed ribbon, so you're able to save your spot wherever you're at. So really love this journal, really highly recommend it. My next one is not necessarily a journal, but more like a workbook. And this is great for people who don't necessarily want journaling. Maybe they just want to tip their toes into it. You want to learn how to track your progress just in one place, and that is called the Life Workbook by Silk and Sonder. I've utilized their planners, but I also received their Life Workbook, and this is what I'm going to be using to start planning 2024 and just like what I envision. But it's great for people who want to reflect on how you want your life to show up for you in the next year. These are for my planner lover girls. These are for those seeking work-life balance or people who are very goal-oriented individuals. What I love about this workbook is that it is dateless. And the pages that you get are things like goal mapping. You also get vision board, so you can actually insert your vision board here. You have a place for your vision board. You have your happiness jar, which is basically just adding things that bring you joy and happiness. And again, you can kind of reflect back on this and look at what you've put. There's affirmations. There are habit trackers, there are bullet pages for journaling if you want to use them. There's a debt payoff tracker, a savings tracker. It's really cool. It's just like an all-in-one place for like planning out the year. So I really like this, and I'm so excited to start using it for the upcoming year. And then one of my OG favorite companies is Intelligent Change, and I have a lot of their journals. I really enjoy their journals. Specifically, the one that really supported me this year was the 5-minute journal fit edition. So this is perfect for the person who is prioritizing fitness and wellness. This is perfect for busy people. If you don't have a lot of time in your day, this journal takes 5 minutes each morning and evenings, and roughly 10 to 20 for the weekly reflection and meal planning. So there's also meal planning on this. So there's so many things. I really think this is for like goal-oriented people, busy people, or people who are really in a wellness and fitness journey. This is a fitness journal for personal growth and living well. It's 4 months of daily journaling to stay in the habit of your fitness and your mindfulness. It has 5 daily prompts focused on gratitude, self-care, and reflection. You have a weekly planning section for your exercise routine for your meals. You also have a sleep, mood, energy level, and water intake daily trackers. It also has a 4-month habit tracker to stay on top of your wellness progress as well. So I like this. Again, you don't have to commit forever for it. You know, it's a 4-month journal. So that's what I really enjoy. I love journals that I don't have to commit to for the entire year, but I get to like change it up and serve the purpose that I need for the season that I'm in. And then, of course, the OG 5-minute journal. This is basically the same, except it doesn't have all of the habit trackers, sleep, mood things, stuff like that. This is for any beginner. I would always say for my clients, if you're just starting a journal, if you just want something easy, this is such a beginner journal. If you want something super quick, if you struggle with anxiety and depression, because it focuses so much on gratitude, it helps our mindset be present in the moment, and it allows like our racing thoughts to stop, and it allows us to focus on the positive aspects of our life. So some of the details about this journal is that it's a 6-month daily journal. You can stay in the habit of gratitude. So I like that. 6 months is a pretty good amount to kind of get into the practice as a beginner. And then it has the 5 daily prompts as well that focus on gratitude and just like self-growth. And they've changed their prompts as well to be less kind of like, what's your goal for this week? And instead of like, what do you want to do that makes you happy? Which I love, because I just don't like so many journals being so goal oriented, because not every day do you have to be focusing on your goal. So really like that. It also has weekly challenges to build confidence and honestly get you out of your comfort zone. So really like this. There are so many colors for every aesthetic. So highly recommend to use this journal. And if you're wondering what this is, I always add these. I got these on Amazon, so because they don't come with the journal, so I always like to add this because I'm always losing pens. So I'll put that as well down below. And then my next favorite, which is one that I've also used and I've shouted out before, and that is the Peacefully Productive Journal by Hustle Sanely. And I love this journal. This is for anyone. Honestly, this is for my type A girlies. If you've been doing journal for a while, I personally don't think it's for beginners. I think it does take some time to get used to some of the prompts and to be really honest with yourself, and it can get overwhelming, in my opinion, as someone who's done journaling for a lot. So I really do think that you could maybe an intermediate level. Now, doesn't mean that as a beginner you can't try it, but I really think that maybe going into the 5-minute journal and then jumping to this one would be great. So if you're an overachiever, you want something that focuses on mood and intentional time with relationships, this is so good. It is a quarterly journal, so just 3 months, and you have monthly check-ins. And Jess is actually updated. Jess is the person that created this journal. I also have a podcast interview with her where she talks a little bit more about her company and just like how she views productivity. So I love that. But I love now that it's changed. The prompts have changed from last year, which is now they ask you, what are you grateful for? How many hours did you sleep? How did you feel physically, mentally? Something I'm doing today to support the healthiest version of myself. I love that. And then at the end of the day, they made it shorter and said, what energized me today? What drained me today? And then my favorite part about today was. So really like that. Again, not like, here's my goal, what did I do, da da da. Like, it is really very intentional, and then you have free space right next to it in order to reflect, and you have those monthly check-ins. And I think that is so awesome, because in your monthly check-ins you get to see where you're at in every aspect of your life, and then write down what wins you've had and ask yourself if you've rested, what progress have you made on your goals. And I love that the goal check-in is more towards the end of the month versus the daily thing, because I think sometimes it could get us into the trap of like, oh no, like I didn't make any progress on my goals, so I'm going to feel bad about myself. And I really think that that is the opposite of what this does. It makes you check in when you need to. So really, really highly recommend. It's called the Peacefully Productive Journal by Hustle Saintly, the updated version one. My next favorite is called the Notes for Mindfulness. This is also an Intelligent Change product, and I feel that this notebook is specifically for my high functioning anxiety girlies, or anyone who may have an anxiety disorder or a mood disorder or is struggling with stress. This is also for the overachievers or someone who just wants to practice mindfulness in their life. I really think that this is so intentional. Again, I would say like start with the 5-minute journal and then jump to this one, because in the 5-minute journal, you're going to like work on your commitment. And then this one, you're already committed. You already want to continue doing journaling. So this is a 3-month of daily journaling. Love that. It has journal prompts so that you can free journal if you want. But it also has those daily pages. And on the daily pages, you'll have, there's sections. So you'll have your self-awareness section where it says, today I am noticing. And so you write down what you're noticing for the day. Then you talk about your morning routine, like did you follow through on your morning routine? It could be yes, no, or I felt like I maybe didn't sleep and my phone didn't ring, or like whatever. You could write whatever happened that day, and then you focus on gratitude, then action. Then you could use a space to dive a little bit deeper to write your own thoughts. And I believe that it also has those weekly check-ins. So yes, it has weekly check-ins about what you prioritize that week. What do you want to do less? What do you want to do more? How did you feel? And if you get stuck, what are you going to remember? So again, very focused on kind of getting yourself out of being stuck in a problem and more solution focused, which I love as a therapist who practices solution focused therapy. I love this journal. And this is the journal that I'm actually going to start using in the beginning of January. So I've chosen to start this one, then I'm going to go to my Peacefully Productive, because again, they're 3 months. So I love being able to jump to a different journal. It makes me feel like when I want change, I can have it, and but also commit to the things that I tell myself to commit to. So really enjoy this journal. This is a journal that honestly, like, I am putting in here because of aesthetics. I feel like it's perfect for someone who loves aesthetics. This is the Soul Work Journal by the Mantra Co. I know they also have a planner, but I haven't utilized it, which I'm sure it's probably goes perfect with this journal, but it is just kind of a simple journal. This is for someone who wants to write their own prompts. This is what I'm currently using because I'm right now in a phase where I just want a free journal and not necessarily have prompts, because the holidays just brings up a lot of thoughts, and so I really like being able to just like free write. So anyone who wants to free write, perfect for using this for writing notes for your therapy sessions or just brain dumping for those who may struggle with anxiety. So really good journal for that. It is very simple. As far as like what's inside of it, it is just kind of blank pages, but one of the things that I love is that it does have like mantras. So you can actually look at the mantras and reminding yourself. And the mantras are focused on self-care, mental health, like prioritizing your emotional well-being. And I love it. I've used this to write things like, what are my current values? I've used this to write if I'm like coping skills or things that I want to change in my business. And then I've also used it just to free write. This is what I'm currently doing. Morning pages. So I really like this journal. Very small too, very compact. You can put it in a purse and, for the day and just head anywhere, which again, I don't like buying journals that I won't finish, or I don't like buying journals that I won't finish or that I'm like stuck in a year for. And something like this is multi-purposeful, because if I for some reason just didn't finish free writing or writing it for something, like I could still use it for notes or anything and it still looks good. Love this, the Social Work Journal. So highly recommend that. So that is all of the journals that I recommend for you to try. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure that you hit the thumbs up button and consider subscribing to the channel. I hope to see you in my next video.